Hey Jill, how you doing?
Hey, Jen, it's so fun to catch up with you, girl. I so appreciate your time.
I know, I love having coffee with you. How do you take your coffee?
I'm lightly creamed.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good. Me too. Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. Well, I thought this would be so fun because, as you know, today is my 2-year anniversary with Park Lane, and I know you're just a couple days behind me. So I thought it might be fun just to kind of take a few minutes, look back, talk about how it's going. Agree?
I love it. I
Yeah.
love it.
Well, I know, we've only been with Park Lane for 2 years, but we've both been in this industry for over 20. So remind me again how you got started doing all this.
I truly can't even believe it. It was a friend of a friend. I went to a jewelry party and fell in love with the idea of jewelry, but I was a full-time officer in the military. I um, where was I going to wear jewelry? And I remember thinking, oh my goodness, if I buy jewelry, mom will be like, what are you doing? So I decided to host a party for her. And she was so great. She told me all about how that the company worked and being part of it as a business. And I actually said to her, hope that sounds like something really great for you to do. Actual words. And then 2 weeks before the show, I called her to cancel because I got cold feet. And of course, I told her I was too busy. And thankfully, she begged. And of course, I'll help you. She needed something, goal she was going for. And I had two friends that were also military officers that were asking me tons of questions. I couldn't make it to the party, asking me tons of questions about it. And they're like, Jill, I think we're going to do this. And I was like, well, I can see a good deal when I see one. And I'm like, well, if they're going to start, I might as well start. They can come in under me. I'll make some commission off of them. And I'll fill up my jewelry box. That was my only intention, period, end of story. And it's so funny because now you and I see people all the time that are like that. And so I completely dabbled. Like, I don't know that I did 10 parties in the 2 years, my first 2 years. But the catalyst, there's always a catalyst, right, for change. The catalyst was pregnant with number 2. And Matt and I looked at what it would cost us to have 2 kids in daycare and what my take-home pay would be. And I said, if I actually had some time to throw at this, and honestly, the number was $2,000. If I could make $2,000 a month, I could afford to stay home with my babies. And we took the leap. I was scared as all get out. And took the leap, and God has been so faithful, and we've hit that number for 22 years now.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I wish we could see a picture of you from the Coast Guard to now, because I think you've probably had a glow up.
Majorly. Oh my gosh. I went back for my 25th reunion and they're like, who's Matt Ross's wife? And we went to college together. Like, they all knew we got married. It was so, I'm like, it's amazing what some jewelry and makeup and hair can do for a girl. And then it was so fun to get to know you in our previous company as well. We had met at one of our conventions and I had trained, and you came up to me afterwards and said, I want to know everything you know. Can I buy you dinner? I'm like, yes.
I think I might have had a crush on you. I'm just going to say.
Oh, it was so fun. It was so fun watching you build your business. And I just have always respected that. And then when things went south with our other company, I remembered you dropping a one-liner on Facebook saying you were going to go to Park Lane Jewelry. So I called you to talk you out of it.
Yes, I do remember that. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I think, when they closed, I was just shocked. Like, even though it kind of been going downhill and you kind of saw the writing on the wall, I just, I saw God's hand over that company so much. And I loved, it was a business and it was a ministry, and I loved every part of it. And I saw how much they gave back to missions and just all the good they did. And I just thought, there's no way God's going to let this close. That's what I thought. I thought it would be some water into wine miracle and we were going to bounce back and it would be fine. And I never had the intention to leave, I'm sure, like you. And so when I had heard that they were closing, I was just so sad. I was so sad and shocked and surprised and, kind of reeling like a lot of people were. But I also was not quite a panic, but a little anxious because, that paid our mortgage. Like, I didn't have time to sit around for a while. I had to find something to do. And, I have an accounting background. I could have gone back to accounting, which is fine, but not nearly as fun as this. And, and I love this. I love every part of this. So I started looking into a few different companies pretty quickly. And by far, Park Lane was the best fit for me at that time that I just could see comparing them to other ones. And a couple of reasons for that. One, they have this direct to point program, which I don't know anybody else that does that. Maybe there's other companies, but where they will recognize your past leadership experience and bring you in at an equivalent level. And that was so validating for me. And I'm sure for you, because 20 years building a team and building a business and pouring your heart and soul into that. And, and I didn't quit. Like I was planning to stay, so that they validated that was just so affirming to me. And the second thing I remember when I was talking to the national sales director and, you're feeling just so anxious, I guess is the word. And I was like, well, how's Park Lane doing? Because our company just closed and I don't want to get all excited about another company only to find out that you're going to close. And they've been around 67 years. They had all this history. But when she told me that 2020, right? 2020.
Mm-hmm.
It was COVID. 2020 was the best year they ever had. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. And just, I've just seen they are smart. So, I jumped in, not really knowing what was going to happen. I remember I went live on Facebook sitting exactly right here. And the only reason I even remember it is because we were evacuating for the wildfires the same day. So my stuff is packed. I got my cute red shoes in the car and I'm going to join Park Lane. And, I didn't say at the time, come join me. If you have any questions, I just said, this is what I'm going to do. This is what's right for me. And I got to go, and we left. But when you called me a couple days later and said you were thinking about doing this, I just thought, oh my gosh, is this going to be fun? Like, it was like this morning. So, and it has been. Like, don't you agree? We have had some fun over the last couple of years.
When Park Lane, when our previous company closed, I was like, okay, I'm done. That's the door of my direct sales career. I'm done. And I was teaching PE at our little private school. But I have no education for that. I'm a math major. And I looked at Matt and I said, so I think I want to go back to school and actually learn what I'm doing because I'm really enjoying it. And the kids love me. We have a good time. And he's like, are you what? He's like, what you used to make in a month in your previous company, even when it was like this was what you make in a year doing PE. And love our school. Oh my goodness, I'm still teaching PE for them. But there's no room for a raise, even with some more education. And it was, Jen, when you told me that Park Lane was wrapping up their biggest year, and it's the same product. Like how could that be? And now having a front row seat to why we are selling so much jewelry. I'm about, sister, to have my best personal year ever, not counting downline commissions, my own personal sales in 24 years. I can't even. Thank you, honey, for pushing me.
So, what do you attribute that to? What do you think that is?
I think there is constant, from a stylist standpoint, we are always a carrot to chase. Now I'm working this is my full-time thing. I need to put a whole bunch of shoes on kids and food on the table and bills to pay using Park Lane. But the majority of the gals on my team don't. It is fun money. But they're also carrot chasers. And it's this amazing, just a little bit more. And having that incentive and they're winning things and getting paid. Like it is this match made in heaven watching. I mean, not that there's a challenge, contest for being the most busy, but I will take anybody's calendar head to head. It is. And November, is going to wrap up to be one of my biggest retail months I've ever had in the industry. My son got married. Thanksgiving was in there. Football, volleyball, basketball. Oh, how do I forget about basketball in there as well? And I just think Park Lane has perfectly packaged this for the insanely busy person. Like if you can copy and paste. And then I will say, so Park Lane, that's a giant slice. At least 51% is Park Lane, but the other 49%, Jennifer Keller, is you.
Oh, that's so nice.
Like, it is your systems. And granted, we have a great leadership team that we've all linked arms and run this together, but you spearheading all of it to create these systems that are just so duplicatable, recipes for success that you have put the time and energy in. It is tried and true. You've practiced it. I love all your practice hostesses. Hey, who wants to try this new little thing? Let's see if it'll work. I think, honestly, that's the other 49% of the success that me and my team are seeing.
Well, of course, I appreciate that. And I do love our leadership team. I mean, we are very fortunate with the leaders that we have. And I feel like, for the past 2 years, our team has grown, which I love. But I feel like we've really put this foundation in place, because we joke all the time. When we started in Park Lane, we were ignorance on fire. That was our theme for our business, because we were excited. I think we were just mostly excited about being together. That was just so fun. And we were excited, but we didn't know what we were doing, really. I can't tell you in the beginning how many times I said on the phone, I don't know, but I'll find out. I don't know, but I'll find out. I mean, over and over and over again, I'd say that. And then, now I look at us kind of coming into year 3 and I think we have got this. Like, we know what we're doing. I am a systems girl. So we've got all these onboarding systems and ways that stylists can make $200 a month up to $2,000 a month. And I think the other game changer was this whole online opportunity. Totally. And I know COVID kind of pushed us into that and you didn't really have a choice, but I always felt before like that was the fallback. Like if you can't get anybody together, then I guess we can do something online. And now, like, that is probably 50% of my business. I still love being back in people's homes. That's been a lot of fun too, but it just gives so many more options to all those obstacles that were there before. Like, my husband travels, I've got little kids, I've got to take care of my parents, I volunteer, all those things you can now do and squeeze Park Lane online, which has been just such a game changer. So I'm excited.
Absolutely. I mean, of the things that came out of COVID is that we're not scared of getting together like this. And we're not feeling like a Zoom relationship isn't a real relationship. Like, I loved when our team got together in person at our retreat in San Diego, and gals I had never seen in person, but we meet on a weekly basis. So it was like, I can just touch Carolyn, like it was just almost surreal to me that, like, you don't have to be, she can be in Kansas, you can be in California, I could be in Texas, and to still have those relationships. Me, I'm the relationship girl.
I saw some of those girls in San Diego and they were like, it's so great to meet you in person. I thought, we haven't met. Like, I feel like you see people on Zoom and I feel like we've met in person. So this has been just amazing. So.
Oh, gosh, girl. Well, I feel like, I am so excited for 2023. And just like you said, we're going into year 3. We are no longer ignorance on fire. We are systems and processes. And for the gal that's looking for some extra finances, who's looking for some extra fun, some extra friends, some extra fashion, it's amazing. Your job is to look cute. And how inspiring that is. I think COVID taught us that too, of just, I don't know, we were probably week 4 into quarantine, and I got up and I got dressed, put on makeup, put on real clothes. And Matt's like, where are you going? I'm like, nowhere. I just cannot even look at myself one more time in Schleppville. Like, I think women realized, like, truly the power of looking good and what that does to our attitude and everything else around us. Well, what are you excited for 2023?
Well, I think what you're saying, like, about the look, when you look good, you feel good, you do good, all those things. And, sometimes it just comes from adding a necklace, adding a pair of earrings, and just that confidence boost when you get out the door. So I agree with that. I think looking forward to 2023, I'm excited about all the things. We just, closing tonight is our Cabo incentive trip. So we had record numbers on our team earn that, including you and Matt. So just to be able to see you and Matt with my Matt,
I know,
in Cabo will be so much fun. I think, there's always the new jewelry and the fresh new start of the year, but I just think really, as I even look back to our years before, I think that was laying the foundation of what we're doing now. We are creating a beautiful sequel from what we had before. So I look back on all of that with just such gratefulness and appreciation for the people that were there, for the relationships that were made. The fact that we get to do this together in our sequel, along with some of the others, is just, pinching myself every day. So how about you? Anything else that you're looking forward to in 2023?
Oh my goodness, y'all. So for those of you who don't know, or Jen's friends, not mine, I have 7 children. I'm down to just 4, which is still double what Jen had. And they're all teenagers. So, y'all, I have a senior, a sophomore, a freshman, and a 6th grader, and they all do all the sports. And it is just, so I will tell you, I love that I get to be that mom that I want to be. I want to be the mom at 95%. There's 60. I made the mistake of counting them the other day, basketball games on my calendar, individual of basketball. And I love that I get to work this in and around, it's been the absolute perfect. So I'm super excited, mostly to help other women get to do that, to have that time of freedom. I just feel like you can go and make more money. You are never, ever going to get that time back. And in a blink of an eye, and I know you will tell me, this running around like a crazy sports mom will be over. And I will be sad.
I know. It was fast.
So I am so excited to come alongside and just help my team grow and develop to meet those, to start dreaming again. I feel like a lot in 2020, we had to cut a lot of the fat, right? And had to stop doing the things that, we were doing. And so to get to see them get the cleaning lady back, that like the silly stuff where it's like, Jill, you can clean your own bathroom, Jill.
That is not silly. That is not silly.
I'd
rather go without food.
Just those little, getting your hair done, getting your nails done, getting the massage. Like, I love that I'm getting to help gals do that again. So I just, it's so fun. I can't believe this is my job.
I know. Well, thank you so much for joining me for coffee this morning. This has been great. We'll have to do this again.
For sure.
All right. Well, I will talk to you soon, my friend. Enjoy all those basketball games.
Thank you. And cheers, Jen, to 2 years and to many, many more. Congratulations.
Thanks, friend. Right back at you. See ya. Bye.